Brooks has got so much like personality.
Oh,
now.
he's a freaking punk.
I mean, and that haircut, I thought I was going to die when I saw that on Katie Hyde yesterday.
Yes, she actually went to like a barber shop. Like this, I'm gonna start. I don't know. My hair might get butchered, but
go get it cut up, Cullen. Put like a gangster sign in the right side and buzz,
like
buzz the left.
A flashlight. I'm in a lightning bolt. I was thinking.
It'll look like a dick.
It grows hair and stuff.
Please do a flashlight. You'd be like, I'm full of ideas. Shine all day.
My future is bright.
Please do that. Oh, please do that.
Somebody out there get a flashlight.
On the other side, get a D battery.
Oh my God.
Don't worry. I know what you're thinking. Got it covered.
I'm gonna go full on. I'm gonna go 100. I'm gonna turn that to a 10 and just get a headlamp. Just a headlamp and just whoosh.
When I show up for Christmas, you better have your.
Oh my gosh, they're gonna be like, "Is this the new bowl cut?"
Looking right. Oh God.
Good Lord, the flashlight. Like I was thinking flash, and then I looked up and saw the light shine into my eye, and I was thinking bright and like flashlight. Yeah, but no, the lightning bolt. How did that even get going right there? We went down a random.
We're talking about your hair, but we got to do this podcast.
Oh
now,
my gosh! Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the Don't Tell Mom podcast. Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas!
We didn't officially start yet. Hang on. Ho ho ho. Hold up.
You didn't press record?
I did.
Oh, okay.
I didn't have my gear on though.
Oh yeah.
It's Christmas.
Oh yeah.
Officially.
Everybody just stop what you're doing.
It's officially. It's officially. Oh, ho, ho,
and action.
Action. All right. I don't have a flashlight in this beard.
We should start that whole intro all the way over again.
No, I think
you want to clap?
It was good.
You want to clap? Ready?
No.
Ready?
That was way off. I think one of our giggles will get it
Hey,
synced
everybody.
up. Hey, what's up? Merry Christmas, guys.
Welcome to the podcast.
That's right. We are actually filming a podcast on Christmas Day. I'm Cullen.
It's Christmas right now, y'all.
We are the brother and sister duo of the Don't Tell Mom podcast, and like she's gonna kill us when she finds out that we are not at Christmas right now, instead of filming this podcast. So like, we gotta hurry and do this, and maybe we can. We got
shit to do today.
Yeah, it's early. It's like 4:30 in the morning, and on Christmas Day.
He's lying.
So y'all send us some stuff
he's lying, right?
in our wallet for all the
on Christmas
dedication. I'm just trying to plug, yo.
Ho, ho, ho.
Ho, ho, ho. I gave all my gifts out already. But, yeah, so.
Y'all are hearing this right now on Christmas Day.
I feel like the sound's weird, and I forget that I have a beard on now.
I know.
That's why I'm like, whoa.
I told you it was going to sound different.
Oh my gosh. So anyway,
my sides are hurting. Cullen had me laughing.
Jesus, that last little giggle got me there.
I remember what we were talking about.
How did we even get going on that? Yeah. So that threw me way off. But we're actually not filming on Christmas. It is a couple days prior, but we're getting geared up, as you can tell, with our festivities and attire. And
if you're watching, Cullen has put on his Santa attire, and he looks like Santa Claus right now.
We got Santa Claus and the elf and the Don't Tell Mom style fashion.
Yeah, buddy.
Cheetah print.
I'm a diva today.
It's like a velvet purple with the cheetah print type.
That's what my Christmas hat looks like, y'all.
Yeah,
if you were wondering. Cullen's got the full-on face beard, Santa beard. And it's kind of creeping me out a little bit, and I'll tell you why, okay? I don't know if I want to be sitting this close to a Santa Claus right now, because I just got done reading a whole bunch of Santa Claus stories.
Oh my gosh.
It'll make you think twice about visiting Santa Claus this year.
Oh my gosh. As soon as you say that, I think about movies and the Bad Santa movie with the drunk. And
I always think Santa is Tim the Toolman Taylor.
Yeah. Oh,
That's my Santa.
Yeah. I see. That's your Santa. Yeah. That's how many sequels were there to that movie? Like 4 or 5?
I think there's a new one this year.
Oh my gosh, true. That is true. But yeah, there's some bad Santa movies out there. We were actually looking at some titles of those earlier as well. But let's hear some bad Santa stories, and we're gonna do like a whole our whole podcast today is gonna be like. Your Christmas sucks for a lot of people.
If you think your Christmas sucks, just wait till we tell you these stories. Yeah. All right?
So y'all enjoy today and enjoy it with family and
be thankful that you're not with this gaggle of people. These Christmas disasters. Dun 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 dun. dun. So
as I have a Arby's
the first one, because it's already sitting on here. This is the last one I was reading, but it's the first one on my phone is Santa busted with a crack pipe.
I gotta hear this.
So apparently, a volunteer Santa Claus landed himself on the naughty list in New Jersey when he was busted with a crack pipe. He was
oh my gosh. So was he like?
He's a 66-year-old guy, old Saint Nick. He looks just like him. Y'all can imagine. And then he's driving with the pipe sitting next to him. And the cops pull him over and, take him to jail. Yeah.
But so was he dressed up like Santa, or did he just say his name was Santa?
No, he was Santa Claus. He had the suit and everything.
Oh, okay, because his mugshot, they don't have him in there. Okay, but he does look like it with the beard.
Yeah, he looks like Santa Claus, and he was just,
Scroll back up to his picture. He looked like he would have been one of them good ones too. He
looks so friendly.
Like he's got the old natural
friendly neighborhood Santa.
That's the one thing I hate is like this type of material and the shiny curly hair.
Yeah.
Fake. Like that's just I like the good old traditional Santas, like the all natural.
All natural. No fake beard on this guy.
Right.
Well, I mean, think about that. You take your kid and then, your kid's getting rocked back and forth on Santa's lap, and it turns out that it's because he's on crack. He's shaking his leg. Bob and Timmy on his
What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? What do you want?
Whoa.
He's even flipping them kids out of there.
Yeah, he is.
Dang.
On a mission.
Santa, he's like one of those waiters that doesn't like have a list when they take your order. He's got it all in his noggin.
Yeah, he does. He's good. He's having his own little white Christmas. And he was busted, but
it was in his pocket, I bet, while those kids were sitting on his lap.
Yeah, well, no, he has bags of crack, heroin, and hypodermic needles in his car when they arrest him.
Oh,
needles.
So it ain't just a crack pipe.
So you can imagine maybe he left one in his pocket after his heroin, and then you know what I mean? Like, I just think of so many things wrong with this story and how messed up, how terribly wrong this could have gone for somebody.
Yes.
You have ruined Christmas, Santa.
Oh my gosh. Yes. I'm glad you're not that guy. And it must have been on Christmas or close to it if he was dressed up and driving.
Yes, exactly.
I'm going to do a little intermission here to take a Instagram story on our Don't Tell Mom podcast Instagram. Y'all go follow us real quick and slap a heart on that.
Hey,
I saw a meme on Instagram going around where you know how when you double tap there's the heart that pops up in the middle of the screen, and somebody had like put a picture of Santa without a beard, and it was like double tap to give Santa a beard. And so you fell for it. They had like 8 million likes, and I'm like, whoa, I get it.
Dang, I look cute. I look like a diva in this picture.
She just said, dang, I look cute. What's up? Don't tell Mom. We are filming. We're live right now.
Oh, we're filming.
We're rolling right now on the podcast. Up? So if y'all have any questions or anything, Merry Christmas.
Ho, ho, ho,
Send us some of your Christmas disaster stories or something, and anything you have related to that. But yeah. We'll see y'all on Christmas Day.
Ho.
I do look.
I don't know. You look jacked up. You look like one of those bad Santas, Cullen. I'm telling you. You're freaking me out. All right. So that's the first story that I got.
All right. What you got next?
More. So Santa got busted by the Border Patrol. Santa's been real bad this year, I guess.
So was he going or coming?
I don't know. I imagine he was trying to come in. That's usually how this goes.
Oh, so the guy's logic was, if I just dress up like Santa, nobody will see me, or they'll just not bother me because they'll think I'm a Santa. And they'll just think it's a figment of their imagination.
Right. It's like, listen, Jose.
Saint Nikolai.
Yeah, we know it's you. Come out of that costume. So they're trying everything.
Like, did he have? I wonder if he had to like stuff his pants and stuff to make him look a little bigger. Or if it was like a big one, or big Santa going, or
I don't know.
He had a black beard, or something had to be off.
There was this other one. It was So listen to this one. Santa, also not this guy named Mike Bussey. Okay, he has no regrets about the wild party he threw at his Florida home, which he called the Sausage Castle.
The Sausage Castle.
Look at the picture of this guy, Cullen. So,
oh my
this
gosh.
is Santa. I would never sit on this Santa's lap, ever.
He had to have one of those shiny curly beards.
He has blonde hair, and then he has the beard, but it's like the real thin.
It's like the Jersey Shore beard.
It's the Jersey, yeah. And then he's got it jacked up because he's got this goatee coming up that he's shaved wrong, or
it looks like a
mustache, like biker mustache all the way down.
Like one of those professional wrestler mustaches.
Yeah. But then the slim shady blonde hair.
Yeah.
And the beard is black.
Oh, there he is. There's this picture down there. Look at it. Looks like he's got a freaking pillow that exploded on his face. Like it's just like a poofy cotton ball.
Yeah. So he's arrested for chalking holiday wishes on state capitol grounds in Austin, Texas. But I don't understand that, because for chalking.
Talking? What is
for chalking? Like,
chalking? Oh, like writing
drawing
with chalk?
Yeah.
What? Like vandalizing it?
Yeah, I guess so.
How's that vandalism? I guess. Oh, is it on a certain state grounds? It said.
Oh, it says after Santa was arrested, a mischievous elf chalked "Free Santa" on the sidewalk afterwards.
That's like a brother-sister duo.
Landing him
a mischievous elf.
Landing himself behind bars with his boss.
Oh my gosh.
They both face criminal mischief charges. That's it.
A mischievous elf got mischief charges. Like literally.
And he was also charged with evading arrest, so he tried to make a run for it.
Could you imagine? You see a little elf just running around, guy dressed up. And he wrote "Free Santa" on the freaking sidewalk.
That blows my mind that somebody would arrest a Santa, and I thought he was going to be like rape and murder. Like,
yeah, he looks creepy, but that's funny.
That's so mean for us to say that, but I just thought that was going to be way worse than the last one.
Right.
The last one looked like a nice old Saint Nick, and this guy gets arrested for chalking the sidewalk.
Chalking the sidewalk. And disclaimer, we're not like judging necessarily all these people, like with the.
I bet he was drawing something bad or something. I don't know. He said that he was shouting. They're arresting him.
They were making a freaking
his
scene,
name was Chris
and they
Kringle.
got. They were being.
I'm Chris Kringle. I'm an American. I'm Santa Claus.
And I mean, if you're down there making a scene and being obnoxious, then what do you expect? It's one of those, like, you gotta learn. I mean, you gotta realize that you're down there trying to cause a ruckus. And I guarantee you there was a freaking another elf or something in the bushes video and everything, and it's up on YouTube somewhere.
Yeah.
Like that seems like something that would be like, they're trying to make because to go full on to like free Santa with the chalk after he gets arrested, after the Santa gets arrested, it's like,
where's the cameras?
All right, we got to go or whatever. But then they're like, no, keep going. We got to finish this. Roll. We're still rolling. Go. Oh, no. Mike and Joey got arrested. We're going viral. I just set up their whole
You think that's
scenario.
What happened?
Yeah, look at them. They had to be.
Okay.
They were overly committed there.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. And then I'm sure they had to have known. I don't know. Maybe not.
Well, that was my they're having a pretty bad Christmas. Those Santa and Santa have been arrested.
Okay, let's see. There was something I was looking at that I wanted to if you're having a bad Christmas, here's some things that will
make you feel a little better about your Christmas.
These are some pictures that I'm going to try to visualize for you, or paint a picture for you.
Yeah, if you're watching on
there's
YouTube.
A guy that has walked up into his attic and basically stepped through it's the old whoopsie. I've done this before actually in our old house.
Yeah.
In grandmother's side, and then we tried to patch it up because we had just enough sheetrock experience.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I remember Dad's leg falling through.
Oh yeah.
Falling through, and right above the sink, and we're all sitting there, and his leg just comes busting out. You ever had that happen?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Well, this is intent. This is while attempting to retrieve the Christmas tree, I guess, from the attic.
Oh, it was. I remember that. Well, and they always had the trunk. It was like a trunk of treasures for Christmas, and it was always
the same trunk our whole life.
All the ornaments, and it was like a blue trunk about the size of this table, I guess, maybe a little bit longer. I mean, shorter.
It's a big old trunk, but it had all of our Christmas stuff in it, and so it'd be like, go get the trunk, bring the trunk down, and then it had our homemade ornaments, and we had this little
the
ugliest ornament I've ever seen that I liked putting on the very top, and so we had the bow and the I don't know
all the goods, but I remember that, and it was oh my gosh. But so anyway, we got that one, and then this one was funny. The person who is thrilled with a $50 holiday gift card from their boss, only to find out it had been deducted from their paycheck.
Ooh,
that sucks.
Can you believe that? I'm kind of wondering if my card's going to be deducted from my paycheck.
Well, and they even have the screenshot of this payment stub, and it even says deductions. Underneath employee gift, $50 amount, deductions, $50 total, year in total. What the heck?
Yeah.
Like, I would be
so
out.
mad.
I'd be gone. I'd be like, that's not how you, that's like, what is that? I mean, you can't do that.
No.
This person made their dreams of a white Christmas a reality.
What'd they do?
It looks like they left their window down and a snowstorm came in. Have y'all ever done that? I know we got a lot of people in areas that has more snow than we do.
I've done that, actually. When I lived in Colorado, I'd left it wasn't on Christmas, day, but I've left my doors or windows down, and it'd be
Katie did just the other night, and it was raining, pouring down rain.
Yeah?
Yeah, and it was ridiculous. We had a babysitter come in the next morning, and she got here like 9 that morning, and she was like, you know your car door's open and it's been storming all night? Katie was like, I forgot to shut the door after I got Brooks out of the car last night.
Oh, no.
But hopefully it's okay.
Well, I think it's probably happened to all the best of us.
Yeah.
All right, Colin, let me tell you one.
Got?
I got this one I found on Reddit. And it's talking about this girl. She said she went to her dad's house for Christmas. She doesn't go very often. Her parents are divorced, but siblings put a lot of pressure on her, so she went. And then she gets there, and you know how it's uncomfortable sometimes when you're around folks that you don't really know, and it's Christmas, and so anyway, there's the dad, the grandmother, and she goes to get up, spots something on the floor. It appears to be cat puke. So he asked his wife if it is indeed cat puke, and she had gotten up and followed the grandmother out. Like, they're all sitting around. The grandmother leaves. The dad follows her out, and there's cat puke. That's what they think on the couch.
Sure, a little hairball. I've stepped over a couple of hairballs here and there with being a cat owner.
Like, can you just imagine awkwardly sitting in a room with everybody? Ew, Colin, don't stop doing that. You're gonna make
That's
me
what
do it for real.
You're just waiting on it. It's just like, there's been those times where you run around with a little napkin underneath them where you're like, no, not on the rug, not on the rug.
Here it comes.
Okay, sorry.
But this wasn't cat puke, Colin. Imagine they're all sitting awkward in this room, and you think that that's what it is, and you're like, ew, that's gross. But it's not even cat puke. It was her grandmother's poop.
Wait. Oh,
not puke,
gosh.
Not throw. It was her grandmother had pooped on the couch and then got up and left it. And then the lady had pooped.
Oh, what?
And then left. Yeah. So it doesn't take very long before they can smell the poop. And
of course.
It was real bad.
Was she lactose intolerant?
I mean, she's grandma, so I imagine
a little less control in those areas.
So she comes back into the room wearing nothing but a blanket around the lower half of her and sits back on the couch. The couch is covered with plastic towels. My little sister is forced to sit next to my grandmother, and we're all expected to sit nicely and open more presents while pretending that my grandmother had not just shat all over the couch.
What?
Awkward.
Oh my God. Because, I mean, at that age or whatever, you're not going to like call her out if nobody else does. And she's like
this
grandmother.
Is what this girl is going through on her Christmas, right? So then she says, to make matters worse, her tooth exploded. She had an abscess tooth.
Oh my gosh.
And she didn't even know that. And then it was the grandma pooped on the couch, and then right after her tooth exploded. Like she had
oh my gosh.
Like talk about a bad Christmas. Yes.
Holy cow.
Colin, that's pretty bad. I mean, leaving your windows open is one thing, but
that is bad. That
poop on the couch.
That is bad. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Has anybody ever opened up a gift so fast that they've like ripped into it?
Yeah.
There's a picture on here I'm looking at. This guy went to rip his gift card open or something, and it was actually a dollar bill, a 500 yen, I guess, or something, dollar bill. And so
it's some money, and he just ripped it in half.
Golly.
Dang.
I've done that before. I've taped it right back up too and take it straight to the store.
Right?
Let's see. What is this about?
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
What is that?
What is this? These people who are just about to sit down for a nice Christmas dinner.
And then the whole table breaks.
Oh, I see.
That sucks.
I thought they were in Jell-O or water or something.
No, they're in
Oh
glass.
my gosh. So this picture.
There's too much food on the table.
I'll insert it here if you're watching on YouTube. Yeah, this picture has a freaking platter of shrimp, a platter of oysters. All this stuff like on the floor,
delicious food
in this like mess of like tempered glass crumbles, and then this dude's feet just sitting at this table. And his drink, look at his drink, like still splashing almost. Oh my gosh. And it's a Christmas feast just on the floor. That is awful.
That is awful. Daggone. I mean, can you imagine? I was so hungry too.
Well, I got some of these to cheer you up here on the screen. If you're looking at these, this person just want to make some Christmas cookies with chocolate bells. Have y'all done those where you take the Rolo? Have you ever done this?
Yeah, and you put it on the cookie and bake it.
Yeah, or no, a pretzel. You put it in between those, those crosshatch pretzels or the crisscross pretzels.
Yeah,
that are like tic-tac-toe boards, the little squares.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
You get one of those and you sandwich a Rolo in between it, put it in the oven.
What?
And then it's like a salty, sweet, caramel, juicy goodness.
It's like a turtle or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yum. That sounds delicious, Cullen. Great idea. Going home and doing that one.
Oh my gosh. What type of gifts did we get growing up? I'm trying to remember, like the main one. I think we talked about this at one point. The BB gun was my main thing.
Oh yeah. So that was one of our Christmas disasters probably. But I remember when I was like a little kid getting the lawnmower with the balls in it.
Oh yeah.
And I loved that thing. That was like the best present for me ever. I remember it was a good one. You got the BB gun. That was a cool present. Like how there's
Bikes.
presents that stand out and there's ones that you'll never remember. You're disappointed about anyway. I used to love getting candy.
Yes.
Like you can't go wrong with candy.
That is one thing here that I've got that we have a tendency in our family, or you and me do, I guess, to like love sour stuff.
Yeah.
And you actually probably shouldn't be eating this right now because you're like so pregnant.
Yeah, I am so pregnant. Ho, ho, ho. This is my last Christmas, Cullen, not being with child.
Oh no, that's crazy.
This is the last Christmas where it's just me and Corey.
Look, and you're just gonna have to.
Oh, what?
Look at
love
these
the candy.
sour gummy crunchers by Trolley.
What?
Not sponsored, but like these are like.
I love that you love sour
these
stuff
make
too.
you have that little in your jaw.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Those are sour. You just gotta eat the whole thing. You just gotta eat the whole thing, and then there's a crunchy shell, and then in the middle it's a gummy.
Oh my God. I like really, I want to eat it, but I don't want to do it on there.
I know, because it'll be like,
no, Colin, no more.
Sour Bright Weird Beards. Never heard of these. I don't know. James Harden edition. So,
Colin, you're always coming up with the good candy. Like you like the weird stuff, and
yeah. And you know what? I actually had a podcast idea. I have a bag of it was probably like $100 worth of foreign foods. I went to like World Market and got like one of everything because I wanted to do weird foreign food taste video, on our channel.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, we could do that on the podcast. That'd be fun to talk about. And then I was like, oh, wait, no, we can't chew in the mic. That would suck.
Yeah.
Unless you're into that ASMR stuff. Speaking of ASMR, I saw on the #1 podcast in the world, which, by the way, we're the #2 podcast in the world. So
that's right. Working on #1.
Shout out. Yeah, we're coming for you, Logan. But no, he claims he's the #1 podcast in the world. So I'm just.
He probably is.
We are. No, he's not. But we are literally the #2 podcast in the world.
That's right.
Thanks for subscribing and favoriting this podcast and all that good stuff. But
yes.
On his podcast the other day, he had an ASMR girl. Have you ever seen that stuff where they whisper and talk like this?
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, blah. She's 13 and she's like a millionaire.
What?
And all that kind of stuff. So, but she does the crunching and stuff into the mic. But there's something about the way she crunches ice and all this stuff that gets
crunching
people
ice?
off. Yes.
What? Colin, no.
Like
crunching
shaving
ice in my ear, I'd be so pissed.
Shaving soap and crackling things in the mic and making all these weird noises. And
I don't know, dude. I don't like that stuff, I don't think. I mean, maybe I'm into it. I've never really tried to just sit and listen to somebody whispering or crunching or maybe.
I tried. And the ones I watched were kind of more comical. And I just couldn't. It was like a girl robbing a bank or something.
Yeah, there's no way.
Or this girl, the 13-year-old, did a skit about being a flight attendant. And she's like, okay, and then over here, you'll go, and your exits are here, and here. After the flight, you will...
See, I don't like it. I don't like it already. I can hear you in my headphones. I don't like it.
Right. But yeah. So that was one of my ideas for a podcast. But we can't do that. But so as far as the sour candy, that's that thing. And then another gift I've got real quick. Before we dip into another little thing here is.
What is it, Cullen? I love presents.
Well, this isn't for you. This is for Corey.
Damn it.
This was to be. Well, it is for you, but.
Let me see.
It actually could be for you.
Okay, let me see.
It's a hand-me-down shirt that one of our viewers gave us.
What?
Baby making machine.
Oh, snap. We're both, we could share this one.
Yeah, you could have
it. Cullen. What an awesome gift. And here I didn't bring you nothing.
Well, no, this is just for, it's just...
For Corey, not me.
Yeah, I had it.
I'll tell him. I love this. This is good. Candy and T-shirts.
I've got a Britney shirt over here that I was going to get rid of too. But I'm so torn. Do you want it?
Yes.
Okay, because I was going to give it to
I'm going to wear it whenever we hang out with Katie.
I was going to give it to you or Brian, because Brian said he really wanted it on the Instagram.
Okay.
But Brian, sorry.
Dang, I feel bad.
Family over Brian.
I feel bad.
But so now I wanted to ask you before I send it
if I do the comic
But your name is Brittany.
I know.
His name is Brian. So it makes more sense.
Yeah, it goes to me. For sure. That's not how I spell it.
But if she doesn't like it, she can send it to you. I'll give you. That's not even how you spell it. Brittany bitch. But no, I can send you his address.
This is what's going to happen, is that you're going to finish with your whole Kamakardi thingy.
Kamakardi.
And then I'm going to end up doing it, which, by the way, I've tried to listen to it like you told me to on Audible. And I'm like 20 minutes in and I'm like, no, I can't. And I have her sped up to 1.5 times and everything.
Yeah, no, it's hard. It's hard if you're not like, you have to have listened to Audible for a little while to get the narrative of different voices, I guess, because there's some that I love and then there's some that I hate, and I'm like, I cannot listen to this book just because of the voice.
Yeah.
And this lady's real. It's not even the girl, but it's a real monotone lady. And I think she's trying to act like the girl, and she tries to put her little flair on it here and there, but I don't know, maybe she's just talking normal, but it's real monotone and boring. But the only reason I was able to listen to it was because I saw Katie doing it.
Yeah, right. And so you were determined to,
right?
Yeah.
Because otherwise, if I'd have picked that book up by myself and just started listening to it, I'd be like throwing it up against the wall, which means my phone would have broken. Yeah,
we tried to listen to it on the way back. We tried to listen to it on the way back from our baby moon. We just, I don't know, it was 20 minutes. I looked at Corey, was like, you want to keep going with this? Because
no.
My first thing is, of course, to put on our podcast. And then if, I've heard all of them too many times or whatever, then I go for music.
Yes. Of course, our podcast is first.
That's first, and then the music. But
are there any other podcasts out there?
To open the Audible app is hard.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Cullen, there is a podcast that you need to check out. It's Get a Grip on Life podcast.
Oh, yes. You've heard us talk about them. We talked about them last week.
Yeah, they're awesome. I actually do like this guy. He's really good. For somebody, you know, I'm particular about who I listen to, and I like this guy. So please check out their show and include them in your daily podcasting.
Get at it.
Yeah.
They actually commented on our video last week. Yeah, that's awesome. So they're active on the socials. So go give them a look.
It's the one guy.
A shout. You can join host Michael Colligan.
That's his name. Yeah.
And as he finds out what makes these people tick, as everyone tries to get a grip on life, be sure to visit getagriponlife.com for all of their previous episodes, links to social media channels, and more. Or subscribe wherever you listen to the podcasts.
Yes.
Just search for Get a Grip on Life.
Yeah, it was super easy to find him when I went and looked for him. And, you know, it's kind of crazy, Colin, because the first thing I thought of when I saw this guy was that y'all should be on his show. Because you're YouTubers, you know. His thing. He, like... has guests on that are social influencers and stuff like that. And
his last name's kind of like mine, Culligan. I mean, my name's not Culligan, but that's my social stuff. Culligan, all that. But I mean, no offense, Culligan. But I'm going for the number one podcast in the world. I want to get on Logan Paul's podcast. Like, let's go. Do you know how many Don't Tell Mom stories that joker's got?
Oh my God.
Like, he's a 23-year-old that's been like in the spotlight of national media, social media news for the past year.
Yeah.
Come tell me some Don't Tell Mom stories, Logan.
Yeah, what's up, Logan? We'll get everybody on.
Right? No.
Have a party in the basement.
We are shooting for the stars. But, I mean, what else can we do being the number 2 podcast in the world?
You got to go for number 1.
But anyway. What other bad things here?
I want to hear some of y'all's Christmas disasters. Here's what I'm actually thinking. I wonder if, like... there's somebody out there that's having a disaster on today. Like, today is technically Tuesday because we are in the future right now.
Yes.
And today is Christmas Day, and it's, you know, some of you could be having some crazy shit happen. Like, I can imagine the house getting set on fire because of a tree, you know, a light bulb going wrong or whatever, and then there goes Christmas. There was one I was reading earlier. It was about this guy that he had too many wines with his friends on Christmas Eve. No. And ended up throwing up all over all the Christmas presents under the tree.
Oh, my gosh.
So there's like this red throw-up wine all over the kids' Christmas.
You know there's some drunk Christmas parties going down that day.
Oh, yeah.
And so then you got the people driving and... yeah, there's got, I mean, the statistics, I wonder what the statistics are, but like statistically speaking, in general, like just how many people die every second of the day. You know, it's just like, that's just crazy that happens that on Christmas Day.
No. Well, stuff like that don't care what day it is.
I know. That's what's so insane.
Yeah. But, you know, I mean, hopefully everybody's having a good Christmas. Hopefully that's not happening to us or to anyone, to future us or to anyone on Christmas.
And if you're traveling right now to your next family feast,
a lot of people got to go from one to the other.
This is a good day to listen to a podcast. You're lucky. Congratulations. But no, we are very lucky for you listening. Thank you all.
Yes.
For always tuning in and everything.
This is how I imagine it goes, Colin, is I imagine that everybody has had their first meal and they're sat down to take a nap and relax, kind of like we do after the first meal, getting geared up to go to the second meal if it's a different family member's house or whatever. You're in between. You got your few minutes to chill. Mm-hmm. And you just pop in the podcast, listen to us, our soothing voices.
Right.
Soothing you.
I see that. I see like you're after the first, they just finished their first meal. Yeah. And maybe at the first meal they had
gotta open a button.
Like so they had like sausage and you know, a little ham and eggs and bacon and all that. Then they're starting to get real sleepy, and then boom, there's the notification.
They found a couch.
Don't Tell Mom podcast just uploaded a podcast, and then you're starting to listen to it, and like your first part's funny and all that, and then you're kind of like dozing off, and you're just like, oh, these guys are still talking, and it's just like, wake up,
wake up. Oh, wait. We're not going to get that crude on Christmas. Wake up, everybody.
I think I just blew speakers.
Don't tell Mom.
Yeah, no. Speaking of waking up, what is the trick with waking up early for kids and all that and getting them to sleep? Because I'm nervous. It's been kind of tedious over the past month, just in general, with the excitement from the elf. Yeah. But I'm nervous about what's going to happen.
With Santa. When Santa comes.
Yeah.
Are y'all going to leave cookies out?
Oh, yeah. We're leaving cookies and reindeer food. And they've stepped it up.
Food? Yeah, they need some reindeer
They've
food.
stepped it up with all the stuff. It used to just be cookies and milk.
Yeah.
Or not even that.
You got to feed the troops, man.
And now it's like, no, this year it's a baggie full of granola with glitter in it, and you sprinkle it in your front yard so that the reindeer can see your yard easier.
Yeah,
from the glitter shining.
Oh, okay,
and then
I see.
Then they'll be able
twinkle.
To eat
the twinkle in the yard
while the gifts are being delivered.
This has gotten real elaborate.
Well, you don't even know. My kitchen was wrapped in wrapping paper last week from the freaking elf.
I just remember when I was younger that I would just lay in bed and the anticipation of Santa coming, and like I didn't want to go to sleep, so I'd be up all night. So then I'd end up being late.
Right.
Waking up.
Like 9 o'clock. My dad and mom are down there with coffee. Where these damn kids ever going to get up? It's time to... That was later in the year. I remember later in the years it was like, all right, we're up.
Get up. Let's do this.
It was like Annie. Annie was always like notorious for sleeping after everybody, and especially on Christmas. She'd DJ F. And so she's like, they're still going to be there in a minute.
Yeah.
Like,
Annie's just taking her sweet time.
She's right, though. It's like, yeah, I guess we don't have to. Why are we going to get up?
We already spent all night last night sneaking around trying to peek inside everything.
That's what I was just thinking about. Is like, I remember there were times where we would try, but then there were other times where I was completely shocked because there was those years where they would bring all the grandparents and aunts and uncles gifts at the same time, and because we'd have everybody over the next morning.
Yeah.
And so the drop off would happen the night before. And so it goes from like just a few to like a whole bunch, not just our parents, but everybody's and everybody's presents. And mom had 4 kids, and it was
a lot, yeah.
And then everybody's presents to each other. And so the living room was literally like completely full. Now, here's a question I've got and a debate that I need to settle.
Okay, settle it.
Do you leave your gifts from Santa unwrapped? Or like, as far as the ratio of presents goes, what is the number that are unwrapped if you leave them unwrapped from Santa?
I didn't know Santa left unwrapped presents.
Bam! That's why we are on Don't Tell Mom. That's what I said when me and Katie first got married. Was
she
like,
said Santa's presents aren't wrapped?
Santa's presents aren't wrapped.
What?
And I was like,
I've never even heard of
what
this.
the F are you talking about?
Why would they not be wrapped? Why would we have to wrap them?
Is Santa even real, bro? Like, I was like, are you kidding me? Because like you have a name tag and it says,
did they lay off the elves? Like, what are you talking about?
But her argument, and rightfully so, and a debatable one, was that he comes with his bag full of gifts on the sleigh straight from the North Pole, and they're not wrapped. They're in his red bag. So why would he have them wrapped? The elves made the gifts, but they don't wrap them.
Well, why not?
It's more authentic that way. And so I started thinking about it. So we've done it like that a couple years. I just heard a dog bark. Every couple years, and the kids have been young enough to where it's like, there's toys on the floor. It doesn't really matter. But now it's like this year we've started talking about it again. And Katie's actually come to the realization she's going to do it different. Like, she's going to wrap all the gifts from Santa. And my heart like got full, and I was like, can you imagine? And it took me back to those days when I would like completely be surprised and wake up and the living room is full of the unknown.
Yeah.
As opposed to being half full and half known. It's like,
I can see those. I want to go in and play with that before I even open the next one. It's like, no, I want to see what's in every one.
Or there was like those years where there was the bike and some shirts laying out. Like even even clothes though. Like Katie would leave out from, Santa would leave out unwrapped. Like, it was just like almost all the gifts except the 2 from the parents were just out. And it was kind of like,
No.
It was kind of deflating because it took away the anticipation, I guess, of like, whoa, what's next? What's next? Yeah. Oh my God.
And you remember like our parents and like the adults would always like try to be real careful opening their presents like one piece of tape at a time, and you're wanting to know what's in their box.
Yes.
Just rip it open
just
already.
Open it. And like you jump in and you can't help yourself with your sisters and siblings.
You're just going to rip them open.
But no, we
I
had
didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah. And so I want to know in the comments on YouTube, and if you want to leave a voice message, we'll listen to those and we'll play them next time. But I want to know like what's the rule of thumb there, because I guess it doesn't really matter in the end, but like just the not knowing and the like. No,
and then you have a little card that says from Santa.
Well, and then you can teach them. You can teach them lessons too. Is like, bigger doesn't necessarily mean better. Just because you see something that's in a big ass box doesn't mean it's going to be like it could be
in the stocking. It could be the best thing you got.
Right, like it could be a gift card in the big box. So they don't think because that's just a kid and even an adult. Like I always want the big yacht and the big house and the but so.
That's the mentality or whatever
you just
behind
gotta
it.
Think about it.
Well, I say definitely wrap. I actually was asking the other day on my YouTube channel what is people's idea of stockings or whatever. And I was getting a lot of comments. People telling me what they do for stockings because I was talking about how you don't have a mantle to even put a stocking on, and how stockings were like the thing for us. We always had stuff in our stockings, and then the good Christmas candies and I used to love getting a stocking full of candy.
I even texted Katie last night and I was like, "Stocking stuffers?" ? Because it's one of those things that you can kind of forget, but no, stockings are always good. You
get good stuff in stockings.
I don't know, little knickknacks here and there and just random
you got
stuff.
your gifts, and then you got all your stuff that's been ripped open or whatever, and you're going home or, you're doing whatever. And then you got your stocking that you go to immediately to start eating the little Christmas Santa Clauses and the
Mentos and the Tic Tacs. Remember I used to put some Tic Tacs in those things?
Yeah. We were talking about, what was it last week? You're talking about the damn oranges. She put in mine. Because it's I don't know, filler. Right, which that makes sense. Now that you're older and you realize dang, this stuff is expensive to fill this whole stocking up. Right. Stockings are big this year.
God, what was the other debate we had about Christmas? Oh, shoot. The stuff putting the stuff in the stockings before Christmas.
Oh yeah.
I've already put some stuff because I get it and I don't want it to get lost, and I just know it's going in the stocking. I've already gone ahead and put it in the stockings, but Katie, every year, she's like, I've told you I don't like that, and I don't want to do it that way because
the kids can see.
The kids can see, and the stockings are from Santa too. So how is there stuff in them? And I'm like, well, the stockings are from us, or they can be, and there's some from Santa. I don't know. Mm-hmm. By the way, if y'all are still listening to this and the audio, the visuals been out on this. I'm sorry, I forgot to go check the camera. So, but that's a bonus of why you should be checking out the podcast on your favorite listening app.
That's right.
Because the visual part is kind of screwy, and I kind of want to adopt a little bonus feature for the podcast itself, turn the. Sorry, I got a little hair right there on my fingernail polish that my daughter painted. Turn the video aspect off, and then just do some personal or more in-depth Q&A type stuff over on the podcast while leave the podcast rolling. YouTube shuts off, and then we'll let the podcast the true don't tell mom,
the true don't tell
mommers,
the exclusive,
the ones that really don't want to tell mom anything, the ones that really wanted to sneak out.
A lot of our don't tell mom stuff has happened on Christmas morning, Cullen, or the night before Christmas or around Christmas time, because we were always sneaking trying to see what our presents were, and you remember we'd find them in the back bedroom behind, closest to the wall, between the wall and the bed. They'd have to get creative. They had these crazy hiding places because they knew we were hunting them down.
Yes.
Y'all think your kids are going to be up looking tonight trying to sneak?
Oh, yeah, I know. Well, and I've thought about that because the older they get, the taller they get, and the more they can see over the counter. And we used to just leave them out and then just be like, I'll just put them over there in the corner. And now it's I got to put them over in the corner and put something on top of it.
Yeah.
Or I got to put it up so they can't see it. Or I got to move it this way.
Eventually it's going to get to where you got to hide it.
And now I'm like, oh dang, yeah, I can see the future of what is going to happen with this and that and the other. I'm gonna go check the camera real quick. Tell me,
back on.
what is your favorite Christmas drink? I hate eggnog. Do you like eggnog?
I hate eggnog. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of I like mimosas, and we'll usually do mimosas. You know, one thing that I don't like. So let me tell y'all what we're doing today, which is Christmas, right? Technically. So what we're doing for Christmas is I'm coming over here with Corey and the family, you know, Booger, and Mom's coming over with Stan and Sam, and then, you know, we're all getting together for breakfast. And so apparently my mom says, I don't think I've told you this, Colin, but I talked to Mom and she said, I'm bringing, you know, hash brown casserole or something. And
I thought Katie was doing that.
Well, one of y'all is making that, and then somebody else is bringing a quiche or whatever, and we're doing like breakfast.
Oh, yeah.
Breakfast foods. Well, I don't like breakfast foods.
You don't?
No.
Oh, dang.
I was like, dang gummit. So I'm probably pissed right now on Christmas by the time this is
Really?
No, I'm just kidding.
You know what I even said in my text messages? I don't know if it was
Kate. Awkward Christmas. Now that you know.
I'm going to vlog everything. How's that bite, Brittany? Huh? Your mother made that with her hands this morning.
I'm going to wear my new Brittany shirt.
I don't know if it was Mom or Katie, but my exact words were, I don't care what we have, because they were trying to get my opinion or whatever. I was like, I DGF what we have. I'll eat whatever. But I think we probably should ask the one that is pregnant.
Oh, and
then I get this screenshot of brunch it is. So I'm just saying. This could have all been avoided.
No one even asked me. Nope. I didn't even know about it until I talked to Mom. Well, this is what I've decided to do. Because Corey's all about it too. And he's like, oh, I want to make my French bread. He's making French toast casserole or something. And I was like, well, I don't, I mean, it's good, whatever. It's
You're going to be full.
Breakfast foods. I'm just not into them.
Well, and I started thinking about it once I did hear it was brunch. And I was like, yeah, that's good. Because I'm kind of like, about the turkeys. Like, you know, like.
Over the whole turkey and ham thing right now. Yeah.
I don't know. I'd have been just falling asleep, turning on Don't Tell Mom after that, you know.
Yeah. Like y'all are doing right now. It's so trippy.
Oh, my gosh. Thank y'all so much for listening to this podcast today on your Christmas break. If you were just listening to it after Christmas, Happy New Year. And you should have started your New Year's resolutions a month ago.
Hey, I am so excited about next year, Colin, because that's when we're going to talk to y'all again. We're talking to y'all next year.
Is it going to be next year when we're done?
It's 1 week from Christmas and New Year's.
Holy shit.
So this is the last time. This is our last podcast of 2018.
Season 2. Don't tell Mom. Season 2 is coming.
OMG.
You want to keep going with season 2? Start a new year. We'll do a new season.
A new season every year. I love it.
All right, season 2. Don't tell Mom.
What's up?
We're going to get bigger and better.
I'm so excited.
You'll see. We're number 2 now. We'll be number 1 next year. Logan, let's go.
I hope y'all are having the best Christmas ever. Thank you guys so much for listening and commenting and leaving us voice memos. Y'all tell us what your most disastrous Christmas Day event or Christmas time event was.
Let's hear it. I
want to hear them. I'm sure there's some crazy ones out there. But anyway, y'all have a good Christmas today. Hopefully there's no disasters, and we love y'all. Make sure to check us out on all of our stuff.
Let's go. Merry Christmas.
Bye,
Happy
y'all.
New Year. Happy Hanukkah.
Peace.
What is it? What's the other one?
Feliz Navidad.
Feliz Navidad. Kwanzaa. Happy Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa? That's the thing, right? Yeah? I don't know. All right. I better turn this off before we get in trouble.
Bye, y'all. Merry Christmas.